Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, as you observed when writing down your weekly agenda so that you don't get in trouble on Thursday, we are doing multiplication with one-digit factors. So we have a one-digit factor up here. Now, we've talked about estimation in the past. Estimation is very important. What estimation is not rounding at the end to get a rounded number. That's not what estimation is. Estimation is making the problem so it's easier to solve before you do the actual calculation. So, solving these equations, we're going to first start with an estimate. So let's look at 923 times 4. Now when I'm estimating, I don't have to change both factors. In fact, it's easier in this problem if I just change one of the factors. So and again, we want to make the problem easy enough to solve, mostly be able to do it in our head. So Brinley, which one of these two factors would you solve? Or would you round before we multiply?
The 4.
Okay, what would you change it to?
A 5.
Of 5. So you can do 923 times 5 in your head. Probably not. Well, we want to make it easier to do in our head here. We want to make it easier to do in our head. So if we're not going to round the 4, what do you think we're going to?
923.
And what do you think you would round that to make it easier to do in our head?
900.
900. Because we're just trying to get it close so that if I multiply and I get an answer of 4,286,312, then I'm going to be able to tell that my answer is incorrect because it's not close to my estimate. I mean, your estimate's not going to be always within 4 or 5. But now I can pretty much do this in my head. Because all I have to know how to do is 9 times 4 in order to do this in my head. If I do not know my multiplication facts, I have access to a multiplication chart in my journal. It even goes to 20. I want you to use it if you are not comfortable with your multiplication facts, because I'm going to allow you to use it in my class. So let's look first. 4 times 3, or let's go 4 times 0. 4 times 0.
0.
Now, all I have to know to solve this problem for my estimation is 9 times 4. So what's 9 times 4?
36.
36. So my estimation is 3,600. My answer needs to be somewhere near 3,600. So if the answer you have in your journal right now is not somewhere near 3,600, then you've probably made a mistake somewhere. And listen, we've said since the beginning, mistakes aren't bad. Mistakes aren't bad. They're an opportunity to learn. But I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter how big of a multiplication problem it is. All you have to know is your 1 through 9 multiplication facts, which you have in your journal. Your 1 through 9 multiplication facts are all you have to know in order to solve multiplication problems. Brinley.
Could you do 923 times 4 and then round your answer?
No, that's not estimating. That's just rounding. Well, I always want to estimate first, because that gives me a clue if my actual product is not correct. Because if I just do the math and I got it wrong and then I round it, that doesn't help me determine whether my answer's near, or, my answer might be right or might be wrong. All you have to know is your 1 through 9s. If you can learn your 1 through 9s, It doesn't matter if one of the factors has 12 digits and the other factor has 9 digits. All you have to know is your 1 through 9s. And you have access to a multiplication chart. And I'm cool with you using it. If you take a test where you're not allowed to use it, you can always make one. Because you can count on your fingers to get it correct. I mean, it's all good. Fingers are a tool we can use. Emma? Yep, there's 9s on your fingers. 5s are easy, 2s are easy. Okay, so if you can learn your 1 through 9s, if you don't know them, and again, we're going to practice with those multiplication videos, but if you don't know your 1 through 9s and you can learn your 1 through 9s, multiplication is easy peasy, raw chicken squeezy.
There's a multiplication table right there.
There's a multiplication table on the wall. All right, so if you don't have your multiplication table open, you may want to, because I'm going to use Team Shake because I paid $1.99 for it. As Susankia pointed out. Zane, we're going to start by multiplying by our ones place. So Zane, what is 4 1s times 3 1s? Is what?
12.
12. Good. That means I have 12 1s. I don't want 12 1s. I want 2 1s and a 10. 2 1s and a 10. That's easier to carry around. 2 1s and a 10. So it's not just I'm carrying over. There's a reason why you're doing it. Because you're taking your 12 1s. You can't put 12 1s into one place value and carry it over that way. And that's the reason you carry it over. Now I got to use Team Shake because I paid $1.99 for it, as Susankia told me, and I want to get my money's worth. Zoe, 4 times 2. 8. So we have 8 10s, but we have this 10 that we had to bring over here. So now how many 10s do we have? 9 10s. So now we have 9 10s. And I cannot change any, I don't have enough to change to get 100. So we just leave the 9 10s. Soraya, now I'm left with 4 times 9, and I get what? 36. So we have 3,692. 3,692, which is in the ballpark of our estimate. So that tells us we've got a better chance of getting it done correctly. Brinley?
But 92 rounded would be 100, and if you add 600 to 100, it'd be 700. So
Yeah.
Or they got rounded 3,000. I had it right there.
So we're not rounding the answer. We're rounding before we do the problem to help us get our estimate. Okay? Now, we all know the inverse operation of multiplication is what?
Division.
Division. So if I wanted to check this, and that's all I have to do. And if you have a multiplication chart, again, all you got to do is look at your multiplication facts. If you can multiply your 1 through 9, you can multiply no matter how big the number is, and you can divide no matter how big the number is. That's a fact. If you don't believe that, watch as we go through the next 2 units with multiplication and division. All you have to know is how to multiply your 1 through 9s. And then it's easy peasy, raw chicken squeezy. Okay, so if you don't know those, that's what you need to focus on. Now you guys have learned other ways to do the multiplication. And honestly, I don't care how you do it. Doesn't matter to me. I mean, you've probably learned the lattice method. 9, 2, 3. I don't care if you use that. I don't need to do that one. You might have learned the 4, and we have 920 and 3, and then you add those 3 products together. I don't care how you do it. And there are probably other ways that you've learned. I'm not all of those. I don't know all the ways. But do it how you're comfortable doing it. Brinley?
I'm not really good at division, the normal way that a lot of people do it. My teacher taught me how to do like the box method.
Mhm.
You like to put the lines in.
Yeah. If you got a method to solve a problem, then you can solve the problem. It doesn't matter. If I want to drive to Kentucky, there's more than one way to go. But my goal is to get to Kentucky. Same with solving math problems. If you need to do it by drawing a picture, if you need to do it by doing, one of these strategies, if you need to do it by doing another strategy, that's fine. We just want to do it the way that is best for us, the way that is best for you to solve the problem. Because all we're looking at is the answer. There are many ways to do math. Not everybody's going to do it the same. We may learn from other people, just as we go through it, and I say, hey, turn to your partner and show them how you did it, if you did it differently. And so we're going to learn from each other. But there are many ways to get where we need to get. And again, I'm going to emphasize, all you need to know is your 1 through 9s for division and for multiplication. So if you can learn those factors or those products, you're golden. And it doesn't matter how big the number is, you can multiply and divide. Now I guarantee you there are people out there thinking, I can't multiply. I just can't do it. I don't know all my facts. I can't do it. I don't care. Use your multiplication chart. If you can read the multiplication chart, then you can multiply and divide. You got to get it in your head. Math is about confidence. Because I know as you've looked over your papers, you saw that, hey, I know how to do this. I made a mistake. I know how to do this. I made a mistake. We make mistakes. You've seen me make videos up here where I make mistakes all the time. It's all good. We learn from it. 227 times 3. 227 times 3. All right, so I got to use Team Shake. I paid $1.99 for it. I want to make sure I get my money's worth. Let's open this bad boy back up. Brianna, we're going to make an estimate first, just to kind of get an idea of where our answer is going to be. So how do you want to do your estimate? Good. Change a 227 to a 200. Now, is my real answer, or let's ask it this way. Is my estimate going to be greater than or less than my real answer? Less, because I moved this factor down. I decreased this factor. So my estimate is going to be lower than my actual answer. But 200 times 3, we can do that in our head. How much is that? 600. So you can look at your paper right now. If you didn't get an answer around 600, more than 600, obviously, it's going to be more than 600. It's going to be 27 times 3 more than 600. So we should be able to, so is it going to be more than 700?
No.
No? Because 27 times 3 is going to be less than 100. I mean, I know that in my head because I know quarters. 3 quarters is worth how much? 75 cents. 3 quarters is worth 75 cents. So I like to use things I know. Money I can use. A lot of times when we're talking about things, we can use quarters. Y'all understand quarters because you like that money, 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 money. I know you do. I know you do. Don't think you can fool me. Now all I need to do is know my multiples of 3. If I know my multiples of 3, then I can multiply any number that has 3 as a factor. Eli, what is 3 times 7? $21. So we have 21 ones. I don't want to carry around 21 ones. So I take 20 of those and I change them for 10s. So now I get 2 10s and 1 1. And that is why I add this to the tens, how many ever tens I get. Isaac, what is 3 times 2?
3 times 2 is 6.
Plus the other 2 tens that we have?
7.
7, 8, 8.
Hmm?
6, 7, 8, because we added two other tens to it. All right? We only have 8 tens, so we don't need to go change that in for 100, because we don't even have 100. We don't even have 10 tens. And so we're at Carter, 3 times 2. 3 times 2. 6. So our actual answer would be 681. I could check my work by dividing 681, by dividing my product by my factor, and I could get the other factor. I want to emphasize again, you have to believe in yourself. Nothing we've done is beyond your capabilities. Nothing we've done is beyond your capabilities. You know all the math we've done so far. You have it in your head. You have the capability to do it and to get it right. We miss it when we rush. We miss it when we don't check our work. We miss it when we don't read the directions completely. We do not miss it because you don't know how to do it. That doesn't happen. You all know how to do everything we're going to do in class this year. All of it. I promise you, you have all the knowledge you need, and you will always have all the knowledge you need in my class. Promise you. You got to believe that. Because having doubts is going to do no good for you. You may not completely understand it, but you're not going to understand it yet. You will understand it. I'm good at what I do. You guys are smart. And if you work things out and take your time, it's not a race. It's an accuracy contest. It's like playing darts. I don't want to throw the darts as fast as humanly possible. I want to hit the target, and I want to hit the target for the points I need. Okay, so think of it that way. Be confident. Check your work. Take your time. Use your tools. And in multiplication and division, one of your tools is going to be your multiplication chart. I gave you a 1 through 21 or a 1 through 20 multiplication chart that you glued in your journal. You don't even need that. All you need to know is your 1 through 9s. If you don't, then all you need to do is practice it. Boom! Shakalaka, peace out. God bless. Love you. Do something kind today. Save the bees. Please subscribe. I want to be rich so I can retire from this job.